Last time, it fell for the first time as we were properly beginning to rebuild the apartment. We got the first walls in place upstairs, adding structure back into what used to be a yellow, nicotine-stained waste of space and converting it into 2 new, properly sized bedrooms. I also tackled the infamous bathroom floor, preparing the wooden foundation as a prerequisite for pouring the new concrete slab. It felt like real progress. For once, it wasn't just demolition or problem solving. It was actually building something. And trust me, after months of mess, mold and missteps, that felt really good. But of course, there's still a long way to go, so let's get back to it.
I had the plumber out this week. He fixed some things. I need to go out and see them now. It's Saturday morning, it's 8:30. I need to drive to Slagelse, pick up a friend, and then we go from there up to the house, and we will have quite a lot of things to do this weekend where we'll build some skeleton for the floor. My cousin's coming, bricklayer Casper is coming in the afternoon to pour the concrete slab out on the bathroom, and then we need to build some more wooden skeleton up inside the house. So very, very exciting things. You'll be meeting Casper today. Casper's a wonderful guy and he's hilarious. Oh yeah, I actually forgot to mention, first order of business today is to go out to the painter's merchant, speak to the qualified people that are working in there about how I can fix a small air gap that has risen underneath where I put the plaster on last week. So I took some photos and I need to go and speak to them to see how I can fix that, because I want to have it fixed before I start painting all over it. I know it's going to be hard to see where it is, but I still want to do the things right the first way. So let's get going.
We're out of the house now. I'm here with my friend Casper. I just wanted to show you what the plumber has done. So the plumber changed this leaking pipe that we had right here. The other one over here is still working. These two are running through here. You can see one's coming up like being under there. And that goes for the radiator that we have in here, and the radiator we have out on the bathroom. Aside from that, we have 2 leaky valves sitting up here that he's also changed. So we're now ready to actually equip the kitchen with everything that we need. Moving into the bathroom, I'll jump real quick. This will also be the task for today, because in approximately 3.5 hours, my cousin Casper is coming. He's going to come and help us with putting down the concrete slab that needs to go out here on the bathroom. And I wanted to show you that we added in the unit drain. So the plumber was here on Thursday. He added in the unit drain, which is going to make it much easier for us to do the tiling out here in the bathroom. So what me and Casper will do today is that we are going to do a bit of cleaning, and then we'll be extending this skeleton as far as we can, so that you can put there's some like metal sheets that are like trapeze shaped. I'll put in a photo of that in the video, and that's sort of like what we will get done today. Probably also do something out in the living room where we'll build some skeleton. Just wanted to explain what we're doing here. What we've done is we have cut another 4x4 beam, which we're going to put in continuation of the other one. It's going to lay and it's going to go all the way up here. We cannot put it all the way to the end, so we have to put out some 2x4s going out to either side, and we had to cut them to like fit the pipes that we have right here. But we want to get as much as this laid out to ensure that we are stabilizing the metal plates, the metal sheets that we're going to put and pour the concrete on later on. So that's what we're going to do right now. We've cut this one to size. It's about 85 centimeters, 85, 3 feet. And then we're just going to fill them out to the sides and ensure stability. The important thing is that there's no less than or no more than 60 centimeters in between, or whatever is equivalent to 2 feet in between that stud there and that stud there. So yeah, that's what we'll get done. We gave it all a good clean, so now it looks much nicer. We also need to insulate it underneath it, but we'll do that after we've added the skeleton. Good stuff.
As Casper and I got the last few screws in place in the new wooden structure in the bathroom, we jumped upstairs to continue building some more internal walls. This time, we tackled one of the sides in the smoke shaft that was connected to the old room. In the meantime, the real professionals transformed the bathroom from a bare shell into a solid foundation to rebuild a new bathroom on. Right, me and Casper has been cracking on for the past 2 days. I've just been down dropping here off at the train station. Insane progress this week. Insane progress this week. What you can see actually in this where I'm standing right now is that we've started building up the stop wall. So this is just going to be an internal wall that we're going to insulate and add some insulation in between here. We only got about halfway through it as of now before we had to go with Casper. What I want to show you is that, let me pick up this camera because I'm going to show you something that is very amazing. This out here, the bathroom, what a difference that it has improved to be since yesterday when we got here. So yesterday I had Jesper, my cousin, who's a bricklayer, who came and he had a helper with him and they did coat all of this entire bathroom, or not all of it. I think they're missing like this wall here, they're missing the back of that one, they're missing that one. So simply what you're doing is that they have added a concrete slab here that they added on top of their skeleton. They've poured the concrete slab, I think it's about 10 centimeters tall down in this end, and then roughly about 5 centimeters taller than that one. And then you can see, if I go down, you can actually see there's a slope going down. So it's going to have a wall coming up right here, which is going to probably be like a glass wall. We're going to build a small box around that so you can access the water going into the house here. My cousin's going to help me with that. We have the tap there for the water, so we can connect the water up to the sink. The toilet's going to be there. And what they need to do is simply just to coat over this again. Then they waterproof it. And then we can start the tiling and we can build up the entire bathroom. Just the difference that you see out here from where it was yesterday. And they were only here like 4.5 hours. I'm amazed about how much they got done. So you've got those metal sheets underneath it and then the slab comes on top of it. And if I just quickly run upstairs, then I can show you what me and Casper did yesterday. It's actually going to be quite hard to see, but we built up the stud wall here between that's going to divide the rooms, and we added some other stud wall for the smoke shaft. So up here, the only thing is missing right now is to finish up the stud wall going where I'm pointing with my finger here, all the way up to the top. But I can't do that because I've got the scaffolding in here. And I also need to do that on the other side. Again, same issue, I can't do that because I've got the scaffolding here. So, I've mentioned it before, I need to do this up here in stages. And I tried sanding it down yesterday, and it actually looks all right. I had to fix something, so if I'm pointing right, I fixed that bit right there, just in the corner. Bit hard to see, but just need to sand that down, and then I can give it the first lick of paint.
I need to let that dry. Caulk the corners to ensure that everything's sorted. Then once that's done, I can mount back the arm that will open up this window. So there's going to be an arm where I'm putting my finger here, and that arm will act as a device that can open and close the window in case of a fire. That's the entire purpose of this smoke shaft. Once that's done, I can do the next bit. I think I'll go down to sort of like this area here, and so I do half of it, because then I can still get out underneath it, and then I'll do the rest of it from down on the first floor. You can actually see down to the first floor through that crevice right here. Yeah, so real insane progress that we've had just this last weekend and this weekend. When we've built up stud walls upstairs, we've built up the stud walls down here. And one very key learning I've had right now is that I've had so many materials, I've sourced everything, and I've had all of this laying in one place. So I'm going and stumbling across the different kind of elements. I've got wood standing over there, I've got wood laying on the floor, I've got plasterboards laying outside, and everything like new radiators and everything that I've went and bought. What I've learned, and what's been a very good discovery from my side, is that do the things in stages. So tear everything down in one stage and figure out, okay, what are you working with? Then move on to the next one. Start saying, okay, I need to do build up of all the stud walls that we need to have in here. So we need to have that fixed first. And do all of that before you start working with plasterboards. Now, upstairs is going to be a bit of a different thing, because I need to do it in stages, so I need to account for drying time. I can't really do much before I move on to the next stage, and the next stage, etc. So that one's a bit of a separate topic. However, down here, now I'm just focused on building on all the stud walls. The one you see here, the one that's just behind the camera, on the wall pointing towards the road that we're driving into. And once that's done, I get it all insulated. I buy the insulation in batches that I need for downstairs here, and then when I'm able to do it upstairs, I'll also buy the batches of what I need, so I don't have too much laying around all the time. Because right now I've just got some leftover insulation from when I took down the walls that's laying up there. It's just a massive pile. It's just meaning that the place looks untidy. Speaking of, Casper did an amazing job of tidying up this entire room when I was out sourcing materials for today. So big kudos to Casper for helping me this weekend. Big kudos to my cousin Jesper and his helper Jonas for helping me out this weekend. And I think the only thing that I will do next today is that I'll continue a bit on the wall here, and I'll maybe run up and start actually filling in some of the insulations. I can get rid of some of that we have upstairs, and then I'm actually calling it, because I haven't been home for. Yeah, I was out travelling the entire week. I think I've been home for like 10 hours tops this week at my home in Copenhagen. So I think I need to spend some quality time with my girlfriend tonight. Yeah, so I'll do a few bits and bobs, and then I'll wrap it up for the weekend, and then I'll see you in the next one. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot is that if you like these videos, please give them a like, give it a subscribe, all that kind of thing. You've heard it in any other video you see, but it does help me quite a lot in just encouraging me to keep on doing these videos. I'm doing it mostly for myself, but I also would like to see that it gets received quite well on your end. I'm very new to all of this, so it really does benefit me from a personal perspective. If you're into it, also helps the algorithm and all that kind of rubbish that you all know about. However, the most important thing is actually, if you have any comments or any questions, or you want to know something, just add them into the comment section, because I'm more than happy to have a chat with you about these elements. And if you have any good ideas as to what we can improve and what we can do better, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to jump back and answer all of them if I can. So yeah, well, see you next week.